Welcome back to Askewed Reviews. And today I'm reviewing a film that's a request from one of the people actually involved with it. So the film I'm referring to is the 2024 movie Charlotte, directed and co-written by Georgia Conlon. So right off the bat, I do want to give some trigger warnings when it comes to this film. There is some scenes of trafficking, especially child trafficking, and then there are some SA moments as well. The movie itself seems to be a bit of a drama thriller, and I did find it fascinating, but here's the one thing I will say. It took me quite a bit to really get into the movie without it just feeling uncomfortable. I definitely feel that you need to stay until the end of the movie because by the end of it, there's a lot that really gets explained and it makes you appreciate the film a bit more. Now, for me, this movie wasn't exactly something that I would seek out. I didn't really enjoy it all that much, but I did appreciate it so much more by the end of the movie. I also have to mention how well the acting is done in this movie by Georgia Conlon, who also plays the main character of Charlotte. She did a really phenomenal job, and you appreciate it, once again, even more by the end of the film. So here's the story for this one. Charlotte is a girl living with her father, who unfortunately is a drunk and will pass out from time to time. Now she's worried for her own safety, so one night she just goes walking, and as far as she can possibly go, until she just ends up at a random stranger's house. Knocking on this gentleman's door, she's crying and talking about she doesn't know what to do next. Now, the man at the door is an older man named Roy, who, for some reason, allows her to come into his home and even end up spending the night there. Now, what makes the film awkward is throughout the story, there does seem to be some sort of relationship, which we hope to be just friendly, between Charlotte and Roy, as Roy continues to let Charlotte stay at his home while she's dealing with living with her father during this week until her mother can come and pick her back up. But it all has to be secret. She's not allowed to tell anyone where she's staying, and she still has to go to school. As the story progresses, we find out as the audience and from Charlotte's perspective that there's a lot more to Roy, and it ends up being all bad stuff. So, it now becomes that understanding of did she make the poor choice of not staying with her father and now staying with Roy? And is there any way of getting out of this situation? So, when it comes to the film Charlotte, for me on my scale, I'm going to give this movie a 2 out of 5. And it's not because I don't think it's a good movie, it's just not my kind of movie, but I do think that there's an audience for this. If you like the dark subject matter, if you enjoy a really well acted out performance, I think you'll really enjoy this film. So check it out for yourself. It's currently streaming for free on both Tubi and Roku. One other thing I want to say about this movie, just because I feel like I have to. It drove me absolutely crazy, but not a single character throughout this film understands what boundaries are. Not a single one. I don't know if it was something about the town that they all lived in, but it was wild. So I hope you enjoyed this episode of Askewed Reviews. If ever you're involved with or have a connection to a film that you'd like to see get a review or at least some extra publicity, feel free to reach out to me. Otherwise, if there's any movies in general that you want to see a review for, feel free to let me know in the comments.